Now this is a story all about how my life got flipped and upside down, and I'd like to take a minute just standing right here and I tell you about that time I got arrested and almost became a confidence man. Or confidence woman, depending on how you call it, like a con man, con woman. Yeah. So this is a story about a family friend who's no longer friendly to the family, or rather we're no longer friendly to him. Either way works. Yes. So I was in Form 4 and this guy came and told my parents about all these conferences happening and how it will give me great exposure, and you know how Kenyan parents are all looking for that exposure for your kid. My parents were excited. They're like, yes, utamchukua sangapi, like sema tu unamtaka atakuwa ready. It was during the holidays, so I was like, I'm not doing anything, I might as well just go see how the outside world is, right? So this guy comes and it's in the morning. It was a white Subaru, yes, if I remember right, a Forester, and he picks me up. So I'm excited, and he's telling me about all these things, like who I will meet at the conferences and how I should network with the people. I should, like, you know, talk to the people and everything. And I was pumped. You guys should have seen me this day. I think I was even wearing heels that day. It's one of the instances where I wore heels because I never do. Anyway, I digress. So where were we? In the car going. The meeting was at Safari Park. It was a 4-day conference on UN peace and reconciliation thing, something to do with the post-election violence that happened in Kenya. So they were trying to like get communities together and everything, and I was pumped because it was sort of in line with what I wanted to do. But it was supposed to start at 8, but we got there around 9. And when we got there, we didn't have to sign in because it had already started. So they just led us into the conference room and we got in, sat, and everything was good. So at tea time, we walk out of the room with him because he was the only person I knew at that time. And we were going to network, as he put it. And I didn't know how to do that. Making friends is hard. And, you know, in a place where it's all full of grown-ups is even harder, in my opinion, at least. I was 17 at that time, guys. I was 17 and everyone else looked older, and I was actually, this could be my people when I'm like 25. That was my thought in my head, because I wanted to look like some of them. They looked really good and they looked like they know what they're doing and what they're saying. So I get excited and we go to this table where it had 2 guys and a lady. Suits, and you're wearing, like, you know, the ladies were like in form-fitting clothes, in high heels. It looked like a really professional setup. You know, one of those, like, you don't want to mess with me sort of, but not the banker one, but it's laid back but professional at the same time, that sort of feel. And I was like, this could be my people. You never know, this could be my people. No, the 2 guys and the lady, the 2 guys were wearing suits. It was black suits, like typical everyday suit, but the lady stood out in the way that she was wearing a very form-fitted pink dress with like some white heels, right? And she had like a long weave on, so she looked like, you know, yeah, like getting the attention girl. She looked like a flower. Yes. For those of you who don't know who a flower is in like a room, it's the girl that gets all the attention because of the way she looks, not necessarily of how smart or how eloquent she is. It's just because of the way she looks, right? Just based on her looks, the way she carries herself, the way she dresses. So this lady looked like that. So we went over to her table, and these 2 guys were chatting her up, and we joined in the conversation. So I didn't want to join in because I'm 17 and these guys are older. So I thought, let me just put it out there, I thought my conversations wouldn't be as interesting to these people. So they were all talking about how the different communities are adjusting to this political, like, what the political violence thing that happened. And the only thing at this point that I knew is that we fought, that Kenya fought because of politics, and we fought and the president was sworn in and everything. I wasn't very knowledgeable at that time. You could have called me a flower, but the way I was carrying myself, I don't think so. Anyway, so I'm there, we're there drinking tea, and this guy started talking to me, and they asked me general questions, which wasn't so bad because it's things I knew, right? They asked me because I'm a youth in Kenya what like social media is saying about it, and what we can do, what they can do more. And I was just there because I'm on all those social media. By the way, if you are not following me on Instagram, follow me. My Instagram handle will be down at Arywairimu. I'll put it down here. Follow me. Shameless plug right there. Follow me. Anyway, so I'm talking to them about social media, and this was like my sport. I was feeling so confident talking about this thing, and these people bought what I was selling, you know. Yeah, some of these things I was making up as I go. Yes. So after tea time, we got back into the conference room, and everything was just amazing. Now I had new friends. At least I knew 3 other people that wasn't this family friend that I came with, and it was just all sorts of good. So after lunchtime, we had this whole Q&A section. The Q&A, if any of you has ever gone to like a conference where you like, they have like a panelist, and then you ask them questions, and then they answer you and everything. At this point, me, I was feeling so confident. I was there raising my hand and asking questions, and people thinking I was cool. Probably they didn't think I was cool. Probably they're thinking I'm a peacemaker. If you know what a peacemaker is, guy, a peacemaker is that someone who, like, the teacher, everything the teacher asks, they always know. They're like, so a peacemaker is that person who knows everything the teacher is about to ask, even before the teacher asks, and knows all the answers, right? To everything, even before the teacher asks. All their hands is like, hey. So I've noticed, like, in my family especially, my niece is a peacemaker. In her Zoom classes, the teacher is, before even the teacher asks the question, she's like, and then saying something irrelevant, or sometimes it is relevant, but most times it is relevant to what the teacher wants to ask. But you know a lot. We call it participating with her. I don't say the peacemaker thing, because yeah, it's not nice, at least from where I'm from. So anyway, I made a few more friends during the Q&A because of the questions I asked. After that, the family friend was complimenting me when we were going, when he was driving me home. He complimented me. He told me how everything was good, how I have like a lot of potential. All right, with this, I didn't know where he was going when he was telling me I have a lot of potential. So I'm 17, potential, I have potential for what? I didn't know. That's all he said. So he got me home. I got home, I told my parents about my first day, and they're excited for me. And day 2, he comes, picks me up. So day 2, we were late again, and he picked me up late. So he said to me, like, he had some few things to do. But my friends who had made at the conference were calling me, asking me like, hey, where are you? Like, what time are you getting here? I was just like, I'm on the way, right? And we got there late, and true to what we did the first day, we never signed in anywhere. We never showed our badges. We just got in, right? Because they were just telling us to get in because the conference had started. And it was the same thing, the same routine that we did the first day. It was the same routine. But now on this second day, during lunch, we went and sat with, like, I think because this guy was feared by everyone at the conference. Everyone was like, Nanyana, come. If you know that, you know, like, I think he was some prominent person. I don't know him. Till today, I've never found out who he was. I think because the story sort of, just went bad from then. So we went and sat with him at his table, and this family friend is telling him about all these businesses he does. He told this guy he was a doctor, which I didn't know. At this point, I was looking like I'm blank, because when did he become a doctor? Yeah, from what I had gotten, he was sort of like a teacher sort of a thing, not a doctor. So he started talking about all these medical terminologies, about how he went out to help the people in like Nakuru and everything during like the post-election and everything. He was giving out his service for free, and he has a clinic. And I was like, oh, okay. I had a blank like look on my face. If you would have looked at my face, it was blank. It was like, okay. It was like I think if anyone would have seen me at that time, would be like, are you getting this information the first time, and you've been hanging out with this dude since he's the one who brought you in this thing? But I just figured probably he told my parents no, but I don't know, right? So we're there, he's telling this guy, they exchange numbers. He's a family friend, you don't ask a lot of questions. How the friend was made in the family, I don't know. He was just introduced as a friend to the family, and that was it. So they exchanged numbers with this guy, and it was good. So after that, we went back to the whole Q&A, and then normal routine. He took me home after. Day 3, same thing. We are late again. We get rushed into the conference room. We sit, everything. So this time, the funniest thing, after tea time, there were these guys who were just kept on looking at us where we were, and it felt very weird. I even asked him, like, me out because I look good today, because you know I'm that person. Or is it just me? If you're enjoying this story, yeah, kama venye nakuona una enjoy, sai hebu subscribe hapa before tuendelee. Subscribe tu hapa hivi before tuendelee.